Let me start with something that completely changed my life. Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. Now, just let that settle for a moment. You see, when I was a young man, I thought success was out there somewhere in someone else's hands. In the economy, in talent, in someone giving me a break. But I learned success doesn't respond to need. It responds to preparation. It's not about wanting it. It's about becoming worthy of it. Success doesn't come to you because you're desperate. It comes to you because you've built yourself in the kind of person it can't ignore. Most people ask, how can I get success? But that's the wrong question. The better question is, what kind of person must I become to attract the success I desire? Because here's the truth. Success is attracted to ambition, to discipline, to consistency, to value. If you're not attracting success, it might not be because success is hiding. It might be because you're not yet the person it's looking for. Now, that's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? But that's where transformation begins. It starts with responsibility. It starts with the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. It starts with you. Let me put it to you this way. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. If you want more success, don't beg for it. Don't plead envy the man who has it. Study him. Model him. Dissect his habits. Adopt them as your own. You don't need to chase success. Just develop the habits that cause it. Now here's something important. You can't fake becoming valuable. You can fake confidence. You can fake interest. But you can't fake competence. You can't fake skill. You can't fake discipline. Because the marketplace responds to real value. Not noise. Not flash, but substance. Success is drawn to the disciplined. It follows excellence. It rewards clarity and persistence. So ask yourself, am I really working harder on myself than I am on my job? Because your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development. Think about it. If you want to attract a great partner, you don't go around begging for love. You work on becoming the kind of person that naturally attracts love. You get fit. You dress better. You become kinder, more present. You build confidence. You improve. It's the same with success. Its success is not seduced by words. It's attracted by results. Here's the good news. You may not have everything you want right now, but you can start becoming the kind of person who draws it in. Just like a magnet. If your magnet is weak, don't course the metal. Strengthen the magnet, read more, discipline your time, fix your attitude, get up earlier, work harder on your goals, be kinder, be more reliable. Start showing up as someone success wants to be around. Let me close this introduction with one simple truth. Success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. So the goal isn't more money. It's more value. The goal isn't more recognition. It's more character. The goal isn't more things. It's more discipline. Because the better you become, the easier success finds you. You don't have to shout. You don't have to chase. You just have to grow. Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by becoming valuable. Now, let's get down to the heart of the matter. Success doesn't come to the most talented. It doesn't show up just because you want it. It doesn't even respond to desperation. Success is attracted to value. And the marketplace pays for value. People notice value, and life rewards value. So the big question is this: are you becoming more valuable every day? Let me tell you something I learned from my mentor, Mr. Schoff. If you want more, you must become more, not demand more, not hope for more, become more. You see, a lot of people spend their energy saying, I wish life were easier. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Why? Because when you become better, when you increase your value, everything begins to shift in your favor. You get more opportunities. You gain more influence. You earn more trust. You solve more problems. And the marketplace, that wonderful judge of value, rewards you for it. Let's talk straight for a moment. You don't get paid for your time. You get paid for the value you bring to the time. Two people can work the same 8 hours, but one earns $15 an hour and the other earns $500. What's the difference? Not the clock. The difference is value. One brings unique solutions, specialized knowledge, reliability, initiative. The other brings just attendance. The marketplace doesn't pay you for being present. It pays you for being valuable. You want to attract success. Learn to get better at something every day. Whether it's communication, leadership, time management, marketing, writing, discipline. Pick something and get good at it. Get so good they can't ignore you. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Because your value increases when your ability increases. When you know how to lead, how to solve, how to think, you become rare. And rare is valuable. It's not just about working harder. It's about thinking better. Ideas are currency. If you want to attract success, become the kind of person who walks into a room with ideas. Ideas that solve problems. Ideas that create clarity. Ideas that inspire action. You don't need 10 years of experience to be valuable. You just need 10 minutes of clarity that others don't have. But clarity doesn't come without study. It doesn't come without reflection. It doesn't come without discipline. So study every day. Not for school, not for a certificate, but to become more valuable. Now don't miss this. Being valuable is not just about skill. It's about character. Because success without character is temporary. And the moment life tests you, you'll crack. People want to work with those they can trust. People follow those who are honest, responsible, consistent. So build your reputation like a treasure chest. Add to it every day. Keep your word. Show up early. Finish what you start. Be kind when others are harsh. Be strong when others complain. Do more than what's expected. Why? Because that's value. That's the kind of person success finds irresistible. Now, don't stop once you become valuable in one area, because what's valuable today may not be valuable tomorrow. Technology changes, trends shift, needs evolve, so you must evolve with them. Stay curious. Keep growing. Stay relevant. Don't let your best value be 10 years ago. Make it today. Make it tomorrow. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So, how do you attract success into your life? You become valuable, and not just on paper, but in real, tangible, daily ways. You study, you apply. You build character. You bring value to every person, every problem, every place you enter. And then success begins to chase you, because it's not about pursuing it. It's about preparing for it. It's about becoming the person that success can't ignore. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Let's talk about a word that's not flashy, it's not loud, but it builds empires. That word is discipline. You see, if becoming valuable attracts success, then discipline is how you protect and multiply that value. It's the foundation, the glue, the hidden force behind every meaningful achievement. Discipline means doing what you said you would do, even when the feeling you had when you said it is long gone. Let me say that again. Discipline is keeping your word to yourself. Success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do consistently. Anybody can be motivated for a day. Anybody can get excited after a seminar. But the real transformation happens when you show up after the feeling fades. Let me ask you something. What did you do with your time today? Did you waste it scrolling? Or did you invest it building? Because the truth is, every day you either build your discipline or break it. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. It's not complicated. It's waking up a little earlier, reading a few pages, saying no to junk, saying yes to progress. It's small wins, small actions, repeated endlessly. Now this one's important. When you practice discipline, you build trust, not just with others, with yourself. You begin to believe in your own words. You begin to respect your own boundaries. You begin to feel strong, capable, and in control. But when you constantly break your own rule list, when you hit snooze on your own goals, you don't feel powerful. You feel weak. And success doesn't chase weakness. If you don't discipline yourself, someone else will. So why wait for the world to impose discipline on you? Why not choose it now and lead yourself? A person without discipline is like a ship without a rudder. They're floating, drifting, reacting to the waves. But a person with discipline, they have direction. They don't just live by emotion. They live by purpose. They're not just busy. They're effective. Discipline is what keeps you going when it's raining, when you're tired, when the applause is gone. It's what turns a good week into a good year, and a good year into a great life. Let's be clear, motivation is wonderful, but it's not reliable. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. That's a choice. Motivation says, I feel like it. Discipline says, I'll do it anyway. That's where your edge is. That's where you separate yourself from the average, because the average wait to feel ready. The successful build routines that make readiness irrelevant. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your discipline. Now, here's a paradox you need to understand. Most people avoid discipline because they think it's restrictive. But the truth is, discipline is freedom. Discipline with your time gives you more life. Discipline with your money gives you peace. Discipline with your habits gives you health and strength. Success is attracted to people who are in control of themselves. Because when you can control yourself, you can lead others. You can lead in business, in relationships, in life. Don't wait to feel disciplined. Train it. Strengthen it. Start small. Make your bed every morning. Finish what you start. Stick to your schedule. Turn off the noise and read for 30 minutes. Choose water over soda. Save before you spend. Every act of discipline adds weight to your inner strength. And with enough repetition, discipline becomes your identity. You want to know why success is attracted to discipline? Because success is looking for people it can count on. People who don't flinch. People who keep going. People who are predictable in their actions. If you become that person, if you show up again and again, rain or shine, tired or energetic, then people trust you. Opportunities find you. And results become predictable. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. So ask yourself today, are you making the small choices now or preparing to carry the heavy burden later? Because one leads to success. The other leads to frustration. Choose wisely. Build discipline. Because it is the foundation of everything worthwhile. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, let me share with you something I learned long ago. If you want to change your life, change your environment. That means change the people you listen to. Change the places you go. Change the habits around you. Because success is not just attracted to discipline and value. It's also attracted to the environment you build around yourself. Success doesn't grow in chaos. It grows in clarity. It grows in intention. It grows in the soil of supportive surroundings. Imagine trying to grow roses in the desert. They might survive for a while, but they won't thrive. Why? Because the environment matters. The same is true for you. You can be smart, you can be disciplined, you can be gifted. But if you place yourself in an environment filled with noise, negativity, and distraction, your potential will wither. You can't thrive in toxic soil. So if you want to attract more success into your life, take a hard look around. What kind of environment are you growing in? Let's talk about people. Because people are one of the most powerful forces in your environment. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now take a moment and think, who are your 5? Do they inspire you? Challenge you? Hold you to a higher standard? Or do they drain your energy? Mock your goals? Feed your doubt? You see, if you're always surrounded by people who think small, you'll start to shrink your own thinking. Without even realizing it, that's why proximity is power. Spend time with people who are going somewhere. And guess what? You'll start going somewhere too. Let's move beyond people for a moment. Your physical surroundings, your room, your desk, your phone, are part of your environment too. And clutter. Clutter confuses the mind. A messy space often equals a messy life. Clean up your inner world and your outer world will follow. Success needs space to land. It needs order. It needs intention. So ask yourself, is my environment helping me focused, or is it feeding my distraction? Is your desk set up for study or scrolling? Is your home calm or chaotic? Are your digital tools serving you, or stealing your time? You don't need perfection. You need alignment. Now don't miss this, your mental environment is just as important. What you allow into your mind shapes your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your results. So what are you feeding your brain every day? Is it gossip or growth? Negativity or new ideas? Entertainment or education? Stand guard at the door of your mind. That means be picky, be selective. Treat your mind line like a garden, pull the weeds, plant the seeds. You don't need to be in a mansion to succeed. You don't need luxury. What you need is alignment. Create a space where your books are within reach. Your goals are visible. Your habits are easy to stick to. Your reminders are inspiring. If your environment always invites you back into discipline, success will be a natural byproduct. Think about a gym that's 5 minutes away, a mentor who texts you to stay accountably, a playlist that wakes you up instead of numbing your mind, a workspace that's clean, quiet, focused. That those aren't luxuries. They're investments. They're part of your magnet. Now here's the hard truth. If you remain in an environment that contradicts your goals, you will eventually give up your goals, because you can only swim upstream for so long. If everyone around you is cutting corners, you'll eventually stop walking the high road. If everyone around you complains, you'll eventually stop dreaming. If everyone is okay with average, you'll start calling average good enough. Don't let that happen. Let me be clear. You don't need to hate the people in your life to grow past them. But you do need to build bridges to people who challenge you. People who think bigger. People who are living what you're only dreaming about. People who stretch your mind and demand your best. Success is attracted to those who build the right circles around themselves. Your environment will either feed your greatness or feed your excuses. Take inventory. Look around. What are you tolerating that's keeping you small? And what can you upgrade, even slightly, that could pull you forward? Because success is not just about what you do. It's about where you do it and who you're doing it with. Fix the soil, water the roots, protect the space, and watch what starts to grow. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change, and change begins with your thinking. Now let's slow down and go inward for a moment, because everything we've talked about so far, value, discipline, environment, none of it works if your mindset is broken. You see, everything begins inside. Before success ever shows up outside, it begins in your thinking. What you think about, you bring about. And that's not a slogan. That's a law. So today, let's talk about the mind, your thoughts, your internal script, because that script, it's running the show. The most powerful space you will ever control is the 6 inches between your ears. Not the stock market, not your office, not your neighborhood, just your mind. Because if your mind is cloudy, your results will be cloudy. If your thoughts are small, your actions will be small. If your beliefs are full of limits, your life will reflect them. Your mind is like a magnet. It's always attracting things that match your dominant thoughts. So the question is, what are you thinking about most of the time? Are you constantly thinking about your limitations, your failures, your doubts? Or are you focused on what's possible, what's growing, what's next? You cannot allow your brain to become a dumping ground for other people's garbage. You must protect it, train it, feed it, because what you dwell on becomes your reality. Nothing blossoms on the outside unless it's first planted on the inside. Every goal, every success, every achievement started as a thought, a belief. If you don't believe you can succeed, you won't act. If you don't believe your work matters, you won't care. If you don't believe you're worthy, you'll sabotage your progress. That means your belief system sets the ceiling on your results. So here's the hard truth. If you want a better life, you need better thoughts. Here's the good news: your mindset is not fixed. You can change it, you can rewire it, but not passively, intentionally. You have to start replacing doubt with confidence, scarcity with abundance, fear with faith, complaints with gratitude. This isn't fluff, this is foundation. Because until your thoughts align with your goals, you'll always find a way to sabotage your success. If your house gets messy, you clean it. Why? Because it feels uncomfortable to live in clutter. But most people walk around with a mind full of garbage and never stop to clean it up. Negative self-talk, outdated beliefs, memories of failure that play like broken records. If you want success to feel welcome in your life, you need to clean the space where it lands your thoughts. You need to catch yourself when your mind goes off course. Don't say, "I can't." Say, "I'm learning." Don't say, "I'm not good enough." Say, "I'm growing stronger every day." These aren't tricks, they're tools. Every day, stand guard at the door of your mind, because someone's always knocking. The news, social media, gossip, fearful friends, toxic coworkers, doubters. If you're not intentional, they will set up camp inside your head. And once they're in, they shape your focus, your energy, your future. So be a gatekeeper. Choose what you allow in. Protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. What are you feeding your mind every day? If you want to think better, you have to read better. If you want to speak better, you have to listen better. If you want to believe bigger, you have to consume better input. Replace 10 minutes of scrolling with 10 minutes of personal development. Replace gossip with a good book. Replace noise with intentional silence. Your mind will reflect what you feed it. And what your mind reflects, your life follows. Let's wrap this up with something simple. Thoughts become things. So be careful what you think, because one single belief can change your destiny. Not because it's magic, but because belief shapes action, and action shapes results. If you want to attract success, start thinking like the person who already has it. And if that person wouldn't scroll aimlessly, wouldn't quit after a setback, wouldn't give in to fear, then you shouldn't either. Control your thoughts. Control your world. Because mindset isn't just part of success, it is the magnet that pulls it in. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. Now let me share a truth with you, one that changed the course of my life. Consistency is the secret multiplier, not talent, not genius, not luck, just doing the right things over and over until the breakthrough arrives. It's not dramatic, it's not flashy. But let me tell you something, it works. You don't have to be extraordinary every day. You just have to be consistent. Let's get this straight. People don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they lack persistence. They don't stay with it long enough. They try it once, twice, and if it doesn't work, they give up. But success rewards the man, the woman who keeps going, even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when it feels like nothing's changing. Discipline gets you started, but consistency keeps you going. And that, my friend, is where the real transformation happens. Repetition is the mother of skill. You don't become a master in a day. You become a master by doing it daily. 1 hour a day of reading becomes a mountain of wisdom in a year. Writing 1 page a day becomes a book in 12 months. 5 workouts a week becomes a body you didn't think was possible. It's not the one-time effort that changes your life. It's the repeated effort. It's the compound effect. Let's say you're building a wall. Every day you lay 1 brick, just 1. Nothing fancy. At first, it looks like nothing. A few bricks here, a few bricks there. But after 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, you look back and you're standing in front of a fortress. That's how consistency works. You don't see the results instantly, but every action is stacking. Every step is counting. Every rep is compounding. Now let's talk about something dangerous: impatience. See, most people quit just before things start to shift because they don't see instant returns, because success doesn't scream. But let me tell you something. Consistency is quiet until it roars. It's like planting seeds. You water them daily, and for weeks, nothing. But under the soil, things are happening. And if you stay with it long enough, that first sprout breaks the surface. And that's the breakthrough. But only for those who didn't walk away too soon. Every time you do what you said you would do, you cast a vote for the person you're becoming. And before long, you're not trying to be disciplined. You are disciplined. You're not trying to be successful. You've become the kind of person success naturally visits. That's the power of consistency. It doesn't just build skills. It builds identity. And identity is what keeps you on track when motivation fades. You want to attract business. Be consistent. You want to build trust. Be consistent. You want your name to mean something. Be consistent. Because consistency builds credibility. It tells the world, I'm serious. I'm reliable. I follow through. And guess what? Success notices that. Opportunities are drawn to that. People are attracted to those who show up every day, whether they feel like it or not. Now let me be clear, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. You'll have off days, you'll stumble. You'll feel tired, uninspired. That's okay. Success is not about never missing a day. It's about never quitting the journey. So if you mess up, start again. If you fall behind, catch up. But don't stop, because the only way to fail is to quit. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. So the question is not, can you be great today? It's, can you be consistent today? Can you keep your word? Can you do the work, even when no one's watching? Can you stay the course, even when it feels slow? If the answer is yes, then success will find you, not overnight, but inevitably. Because in the end, consistency is the handshake that seals the deal between your dreams and your reality. Let me leave you with this, my friend. Success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. You become valuable. You become disciplined. You build the right environment. You shape your thinking. And then you stay consistent long enough to see it all come together. It's not overnight. It's not magic, but it is inevitable if you do the work. You don't need to shout for success. You don't need to beg for attention. You simply build the foundation, and one day, success will knock on your door. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Jim Rohn, because when you get better, everything around you gets better. So ask yourself each day, am I becoming the kind of person that success is looking for? Because once you do, success won't just visit your life. It will stay.